Well, hello again, everyone. I'm in the presence of two wonderful women, and we're having a good time talking about this week's Fireside Chat. With me today is Karen Miller, one of the three pastoral associates on our staff, and I'll introduce her in just a minute. Right now, I want to share something with you that I thought was kind of interesting and might prove somewhat instructive about the kind of world that we're swimming in today. We have a group of Dominican nuns who live out in Independence. They teach at St. Michael's High School, and I'm telling you, they are a fascinating bunch. They live there with the Franciscans at the very north extent of Nolan Road, and this time of year when St. Michael's High School is not in session, they attend Mass with the sisters there at the convent. I'm there once a month ordinarily, and the Dominicans and the Franciscans and we all make small talk as people in the biz of ministry. So last time I was there, one of the Dominican sisters, she gave me this little piece of paper, and when I read it, I thought, wow, the person who wrote this is really insightful. At the center of the piece of paper is the word pastor, and all around the word pastor are different approaches to church life and the COVID-19 pandemic that routinely come to me across my desk, in the mail, over the telephone. I want to read them to you just because I think this is interesting, and this is so true to life. Here's one thing that I hear. You can't open the church building now. It's a huge risk. You're wrong if you do this. Here's another one. We need to open the church building now. Be a leader. I need to be there. We're missing the soul of our parish life. What are you waiting for? Here's another one. I don't care if you ever open the church building again. Staying home is so much better. Here's another one. My family's going to stay home for a while. Sorry we can't be there. Here's another one. Here's a list of things I've prepared for you to do. 25 things that you need to be working on right away if we're ever going to meet in the church building again. Here's another one. COVID-19, it's all a big hoax, a conspiracy, a media frenzy. Read this article. Read this link. Stop being afraid. Here's another one. My wife, my husband, my father, my grandparents, sister, uncle, brother, niece, they were just diagnosed with COVID-19, and they're really sick. Why, they may pass away. I don't know what we'll do. I assure you, every one of those disparate positions are real, and I hear one or more of them every day. So, tiptoeing through parochial life right now is quite a challenge. Let me know what you think of that. All right, well, let's get to Karen Miller, who's delighted to be here, and she's much more camera friendly than I am. I've known Karen for, let me see. You know, today's my 4th anniversary here at Visitation, so I've been here 4 years today.
Anniversary.
I was 2.5 years at Clinton, that's 6.5 years. So, and I knew you some years before that, so I guess I'll bet I've known you close to 10 years.
I bet so.
10
That's
years,
right.
and you're just as lovely and talented and vivacious today as you were when I met you.
You're kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Karen was hired, I don't know how, I think Monsignor Gregory hired you, didn't he?
He did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to run Morning Glory Ministries at the cathedral. And I mean, she stepped in there with a big old broom, and she got that place running just like a song. She really did. And I was so impressed with her spirit, her enthusiasm, and her competence that when the time came for us to be able to hire another pastoral associate on our staff. I wanted her in the worst way. All the more in that she is a parishioner. So I went after her and I went after her, and finally, against her better judgment, she said yes. She said yes. So she's on our staff now, and honestly, folks, Karen has justified my fondest hopes. She's a person not only with spirit and competence, but she's got initiative, which is something that really I don't have a lot of, and I know it, but she's got it. And she came up with a wonderful idea about a way of prayer in the difficult circumstances we're living through today. And Megan here had an idea well, why don't you bring her in this week and get her to talk about it? And like most of Megan's ideas, it's a really good one. So I'll shut up now, and Karen, why don't you explain to us what you have on your mind?
All right. Well, thank you, and I appreciate Monsignor and Megan for volunteering me to be here today. And I just want to say, as you guys know, Monsignor is just a gift to our parish and a blessing to me personally as a friend. So as he was sharing with you all the differing experiences with COVID-19, it just came to light that the one thing that we can all agree on is that prayer is powerful. As Catholics, we pray to discern for decisions or to find peace. And I thought a good way for us to pray together was to bring different parishioners into your home for 9 consecutive days and to share together a novena for peace and justice and healing. We're dealing with so many challenging things right now in our world, and these different days, the prayers are beautiful. And so I just want to invite all of you to join us. I think you'll be pleased to see some faces of parishioners that will bring comfort and encouragement to you. And they will lead us through the prayer every day, through some reflection questions that we will also share with you. And then Monsignor will close every day with a novena prayer. And we hope at the end of this novena, we will find possibly answers and ways to act, to work for justice, to reach out, to be ministers of healing and hope for our community, and to bring light into a world that desperately needs to feel encouraged and to see Christ's light. So that's the goal of the novena. It begins on July 8th. And as I said, we have some wonderful parishioners who've agreed to participate and will lead us every day. So I hope you join. It'll be a beautiful experience.
So a novena is a 9-day running prayer, a traditional devotion of the Catholic Church, and it will begin a week from today, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And maybe you said this, Karen. We have our maintenance staff in the building, and I was kind of listening to them creak around, so I might not have heard. But how do people access this?
So Megan will send the initial day on an email blast, and I think the consecutive days will be available via Facebook or Instagram. And YouTube. So we will also, possibly on that initial announcement via email, share the reflection questions for every day with you. The longest it takes is maybe 5 minutes to pray this, and then hopefully you can take the reflection questions and just kind of chew on them throughout the day and challenge yourself and hopefully grow.
All right.
So,
well, we'll look forward to it. I got to write that novena prayer. I promise to get on that maybe even today.
Okay.
I'll try.
Okay.
Also, the new staff blog we have, the other members of the staff are allowing me to write it this week. I think that they wanted a 4th of July message, and nobody was very eager to do that. So I said, well, I'll try it. So you can find what amounts to a sort of substitute little visitation on the blog this week. When does that come out, Megan?
That'll be on the 4th of July.
It comes out on the 4th of July, a Saturday.
On Saturday.
All right, great. All right, well, to conclude, Megan has given me this little message. She says plenty of seats are still available for Mass this weekend, but we ask that you call or email the parish before 3 o'clock tomorrow so we know you're coming. I think the diocese and the city require us to comprise a list for, what do you call that?
Contact tracing.
Contact tracing, yes. It's an unfortunate part of the world we live in today. I'll be very glad when we no longer have to do it, but we have to do it now. So if you want to come this weekend, lots of space available. Just call the office before 3 o'clock tomorrow. All right. Thanks, everybody. Megan, you have anything you want to say to the nice people?
Yeah.
No? Everything's groovy? All right. See you next week. Goodbye, and God bless.